Real estate and scam in Nigeria. I've had many of my clients fall victim of scam when it comes to real estate investment, and I thought it wise to come up with this topic so as to enlighten investors that are planning to dive into the real estate business. My name is Victor Carlo, a real estate consultant. I want to be talking to you about real estate and scam, so you wouldn't fall into those category of persons that were being duped trying to invest in real estate. First of all, real estate is a very big industry that helps bring about development in the country and helps individuals build financial stability, also create wealth for themselves. So it's a very important sector that everybody needs to be careful while diving into it. I also want to say, if you're out there and you're involved in any scam when it comes to real estate transaction or other transaction, I will advise you to stop that, because we need to make the world a better place for each and every one of us. Scam has its own impact in the economy and the life of that individual that was being scammed. Take for instance, someone wanted to buy a property that's going to create job employment, and he was being scammed in his previous transaction, and that stopped him from buying that property. It has affected the economy because a lot of people will not be employed. The individual too will not be able to grow wealth legitimately because of his previous experience. So it has a lot of effect in the lives of individual and economy. So real estate is a big industry and you need to be enlightened so you don't make silly mistakes when it comes to investing in real estate. Now, common types of real estate scams in Nigeria, there are many of them. We're going to be listing but few. The first is fake property listing. Most times when you go to some websites or internet, you see a lot of properties out there that are not actually real, that you can't verify the locations of this property. That's why it's important, before you buy any property, do proper due diligence, which I'm going to tell you how to go about these things. Fake property listing is one of them. It's very common. People tend to sell property that does not exist. Now the next one is rental scam. People tend to collect, let's say, down payment for a property that does not exist as well, telling you, okay, you could pay to the landlord, blah, 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 and the rest of them. Another one is forged documents. Most of the properties we buy, the document the buyer or the sellers present to us are most times false documents. And there are various institutions that can help us verify these documents. That's why it's not a business or a transaction you dive into blindly. You need experts to help you through the process. The next one is advance payments. There are some property that they are eager telling you to make a down payment because they know once you make a down payment, there is no refund and you're falling into their trap. So any transaction that is after you making a down payment, you should be aware of such transactions so you won't fall a victim. Because of time, I don't want to list much, but I just want to draw your attention to few of them. Now, there are various cases where individuals and companies has been scammed, which we know already, both in Lagos, Abuja, even in River State. But let's use River State as a case study. There was a real estate company that was all over the radio, telling both petty traders to buy property. They can pay 1,000 naira, 2,000, 10,000 naira for their property, and over a period of time they allocated the property. Until today, those companies are nowhere to be found. A lot of persons fell victim of such incidents. But next time we want to go into such transaction, verify about this company you're buying from. How long have they been in business? What are the assets they have on ground? Don't just jump into investment because you had it over the radio or you saw an advert. It's the wrong way of making decisions when it comes to real estate investment. We also have another company that scammed a lot of persons with fake documents. There was this area that government had interest, but they were telling people that they bought it from the government, they had CFO, they were even showing people CFO. So most people that don't understand land title very well fell to such scam. So I don't want that to be the portion of anyone listening to my voice today. So we need to be very careful when it comes to such transaction. Now, warning signs of real estate scams. These are signs you should be looking out for. If someone or if most organizations want to scam you when it comes to real estate, they give you deals that are too good to be true. Like for instance, they'll tell you you could buy a land in GRA for 1.5 million naira. And people fall to such because people like using 3 rats to get 5 cows, right? So too good to be real truths are opportunities you should be looking out for so you don't get scammed. Now, unrealistic low price or high returns. Sometimes they tell you buy this property today, in the next 1 month you make a 500% return on investment, as the case may be. Be very careful. Another one, pressure for you to take quick action. Now they put this false sense of urgency when they want you to buy a property, especially a property that is not legit. They tell you if you don't pay today, the offer might not be available tomorrow, and the rest of them. Be very careful of such offer. The next one is lack of proper documentation. There are some properties that most of them don't even have documents. They say it's a family land, you are the first person to buy, it's a virgin land, and the rest of them. It's always important as a new time investor or as a first time investor to buy properties with good documentation to save you from this mess. The next one is most of them tell the documents are missing documents. If anybody wants to sell a property and a document is missing, he or she should produce a new valid document for that property. Don't buy any property you were told that the document is missing. It's a red flag for me. Now there are some documents too that the agent will tell you cannot see the landlord till you make payments. How will you make a payment for a property you have not seen the landlord? It's a very wrong strategy. Don't try that. Before you make any payment, try to verify who the landlord is, where is he living, and other information you need before you go on with such transaction. Now, how can you prevent being scammed? How can you prevent being scammed? One, you must verify the property and the seller very well. The property you are about to buy, you must verify the property if it does exist. And secondly, you must know the credibility of the seller. It's very important. You don't just buy property without knowing where it is. That's why we advise people to go for a physical site inspection first, to buy from a reliable person. Are we together? So the next one is use official channels to verify property ownership and seller credibility or credentials. Now, there are a lot of institutions out there that could help you verify if a property is genuine or not. That's why I find it funny when I see first-time investors trying to just buy a property because they had it cheap without working with the experts that could guide them through the process. So it's very wrong to jump into such investment without proper verification. The next thing is, before you go into real estate investment, it's a high-ticket product. So you need a legal advisor. Someone that understands the law should guide you through the process. We have law that governs real estate. So not knowing them might make you go into wrong investments. The next one is proper background check, which I call the due diligence. Make sure you visit the neighborhood where this property is located, speak to people around there to confirm if the person you're actually buying from is the original owner of this property. It's very, very important. The next one is investigate the history of the property and the reputation of the agents. Most times, if you're buying a property, ask the person, who did you buy this property from? Inquire from the person they bought from to ensure that this person you're buying from was the original person they sold this property to. So these are the little things you need to put in place that will help you prevent yourself from being scammed when it comes to real estate transaction. But let me give you a last but not the least. Whenever you want to pay for a real estate transaction, make sure you use a channel that could be traceable. Some people start selling, they say you can pay with Bitcoin, you only take cash. Make sure you use a traceable and a secure channel for your transaction. Now, we have many bodies that helps you ascertain if a property is genuine or not. We have many institutions that does that, especially the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, that's the EFCC, and many of them. So if you want to go into a volume or a transaction that involves huge amounts, it's always very, very important you involve all these institutions. So it helps you to be more careful, because for instance, if the buyer is not genuine, when they know that you're involving such institution, they're going to start pulling away from that transaction, which gives you a blue or a red light to exit or stay in such transaction. Now, in case you have been scammed, understand, I don't want you to lose hope. All we need to do is, for instance, you could reach out to this institution or probably reach out to us. Let's see how we can work together with the information you're going to be giving to us to help you recover your money. Understand? There are a lot of things you could do, but I don't want to take much time in this video. That's why reach out to us and we're going to walk you through the process. In summary, please, real estate is a big industry, and if you want to secure the future of your generation unborn, I think real estate is one of the most reliable sector you could venture into to create wealth for yourself. Real estate is good for wealth creation, wealth retention, and wealth transfer. So that's why it's an industry everybody needs to be part of. If you have not acquired a piece of real estate, I encourage you to start doing that today. And if you have been scammed previously, don't give up. Rather, next time, tread with caution. Look for an expert in the field that will walk you through the process so you won't fall victim again. So I remain your favorite real estate consultant, Carlo Victor, and we are here to bring you updates on real estate matters and how best you could go around the industry to build wealth for yourself and your family. Cheers to the good life.